All of my recent videos have either been AI scripted or AI edited. I guess there was something I wanted to know. Everyone's acting like they can spot AI content from a mile away. It sounds so robotic. It sounds so lifeless. I was wondering, what if I performed the content? Will it still sound robotic and lifeless? What if I edited each sentence to sound like what I would say and delete sentences that I wouldn't say? Does that make AI content more human? So I'm gonna show you what the breakdown of human AI were in my past 5 videos and how I felt about them. I'll also talk about where I thought AI content failed hard and what tools might not be worth it. I'll also cover the real competitive advantages you do get when you use AI. Let's get into it. Here are my videos. No one's watched them, which is good. They are I'm embarrassed. But the first video, the AI skill you actually need right now. Okay, let's just watch the first, 10 seconds. The productivity gap between creators who use AI and those who don't isn't just a gap, it is a chasm. While there are many creators out there who spend days perfecting one piece of content. Okay, so what happened in this video is I'm gonna mute it as we go through it. That zoom, that's AI. And then zoom out, that's also AI. This chasm, that was B-roll that I added in, found with AI, but directed by me. Okay, zoom in, zoom out, that's AI. That B-roll, that flicker of B-roll, those were completely added in by AI. Okay, and then we get to this part where this edit, the zoom out is AI. The tilt was me because I realized that the script was too long and I just needed out some fluff. So I did a quick voiceover explaining that. Okay, so this video outlined by me, written by AI. I rewrote most of the script, like of it. The video concept I chose, we already covered that. The cuts. So when I record, I make a lot of mistakes. So I have to cut out a lot of footage, like 2/3, 3/4 of the footage gone because I just keep repeating myself. Now there are AI tools that help you cut out repetition, but I did this all by hand. And I think the cuts, the editing in here is actually a bit smoother than some of my later videos. The zooms on this video, I'm actually not too much a fan of because sure, it picks out keywords where you need to zoom, but like you get one zoom choice. If it varied up this, I'd be a bit happier, but also the areas where it picked two zooms didn't make sense, but I was like, whatever. A bit of random visual, I guess, not clutter, but something visually interesting slightly instead of just looking at my boring talking. This thumbnail was actually done with AI. You can see that I don't actually have a pillow here, but added a pillow. I took a screenshot from within my video and then asked it to make it look like I'm pulling data out of the screen. So, that's not really my side profile, but it looks somewhat like me. A little jarring, to be honest. Very interesting. I got the reflection going on here. The glass looks pretty real. The text I just added in with Canva and I put the YouTube logo there. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 3 out of 10. It's very bare bones editing. The AI didn't really add too much. This middle section here is actually kind of valuable, but aside from that, not much going on. Okay, second video. How I went from 0 to 200k views in 3 weeks using AI. In this video, I wrote down 80% AI, 20% me, and now that I look back on the script, I want to say it's 50% me, just because AI has never experienced going from 0 to 200,000 views. And also, I had to make a lot of edits to the outline for AI to make a coherent script. So, you know what, let's say 50-50. But personally, I did not like the script. I only like the parts that I wrote. So, I don't know, this video was not very good. I think this video would have done a lot better if I had done a screen recording like I do in this video and other videos, but I wanted to test out just how good the AI B-roll was. And I think I only, like here, I'm just gonna leave it muted because just more AI B-roll like that, and I feel like it didn't really add too much. The B-roll got really repetitive as well. I think I added in my own on-screen elements at some point. So I only added one on-screen element myself, obviously just to, to prove that, I did what I did. Yeah, I don't know. You can believe me. You don't have to believe me. Okay with either outcome. And then I didn't add any of the zooms in this video. It was more visual clutter that I didn't need. Oh, how much do I like this video? I like that it's a documentation of what I did, but as a video itself and the AI tools that I did use, I did not like it. Honest, maybe deep down I feel like it's a 1 out of 10. But I'll give it a 4. Because okay, now my third video, you're analyzing scripts wrong. Interesting. The intro and outro were AI scripted and slightly edited by me, but honestly I was kind of okay with the intro and outro. What I liked about this video was actually the middle section, where again it's just a screen recording and it's actually just helpful information, and I'm being my natural self as I present this middle section. I could have done a webcam. Just streamlined the process. I just recorded the intro outro and then I just went at it with a screen recording. So actually I like this video, maybe like a 5 out of 10, even though the editing itself was now that I'm looking at this, I remember I used AI to cut up this video, and then I had to clean it up because that's it made for repetitive sentences were just not that good. Maybe the problem is when I repeat myself, I don't repeat the full sentence, but you would think it's more efficient, like if I repeat a word, then cut it out, it's part of the whole sentence. I don't know, the AI wasn't smart enough to do that, but I think it could be. I feel like this is a limitation of whoever made the tool instead of the tool itself. The B-rolls, fully AI, so stuff like this. Oh yeah, that's B-roll, just added in with AI. Zooms again, I was like, you know what, maybe I'll throw some zooms in again. That was the AI. And now we go on to the fourth video. This one is oh, that's an AI zoom right there. That is an AI zoom right there. Everything was pretty much done by AI. This entire script, I barely changed anything aside from trying to make, some things were completely untrue, so I took it out. But the concept of the video was done by me, and then I made a very comprehensive outline. I have the script the way I wanted. I used Fire Cut to cut silences. I used it to cut out repetition. I used it to add these chapters that you just saw right there. And, honestly, it's just not very good. Like, this is not aligned with the top and bottom because the way they did it is that the first line is aligned in the center, but I had no option to move the text. And the problem is with Fire Cut, it detects like important as where you need to put title screens, as where you need to do zooms, and where you need B-roll. So it just started like doing all the effects in like one place, and I'm like, you can't see it because now we have this like title screen, this chapter screen going on. How are you gonna see a zoom, or how are you gonna see B-roll if it's under this? So yeah, not very smart. Again, I would say this is a limitation of the tool. And then video 5, which I actually haven't even published, but this is my favorite video actually. This was 20 minutes long, and the outline of the video was done by AI, but all the research, honestly, this isn't much research. It's me just thinking about something I observe, and I did a lot of the edits here myself. Like, I added myself, and then I did the editing here myself. Crop feather, I cropped it out. I did the on-screen element myself. This is the most human edit I have on my channel. So out of all my videos that I've made, not including this one, out of the 5, this is my favorite because it is 80-90% done by me. Even the edits, the repetition, I cut this video entirely by hand myself. So I don't know if it's a better video, but I'm definitely more proud of this because I done it myself, and I personally believe the quality of the cuts is a bit better, and even without a script, I felt much more coherent doing this video than any other video. Maybe because there's just something unnatural because I'm not used to a script. I've made plenty of videos in my time, so I'm not sure. Let's talk about where AI fails hard. Trying to get anything factual out of it is like pulling teeth. So you have to provide the real context up front. If you've done all that research and you already have the context, I feel like it's just write the script by yourself. AI also doesn't share failures, doesn't admit mistakes. It presents everything as smooth and straightforward. Here's another thing AI completely misses: context switching based on audience reactions. In my human videos, I'll notice when I'm losing people and adjust mid-explanation. Getting too technical here. Let me back up and explain this differently. As you can see, this doesn't make sense. How would I notice if I'm losing people if I'm in a video? So, like, look, AI is just making stuff up here. I don't think I need to get any more of that. Let's read this last part. I think it's actually true. AI will get better at information delivery. It'll get faster, more accurate, more engaging. But connection? That's still uniquely human. And in a world where information is increasingly commoditized, connection becomes the only thing that actually matters. The real competitive advantage. Let's see what AI has to say. So here's what I've learned from this whole experiment, and this is the insight that changes everything if you're creating content in AI world. Connection-based teaching is your only real competitive advantage. Information delivery, not even entertainment value. AI can absolutely create fun, engaging educational content. It can structure lessons for maximum retention, and even inject personality and humor that actually works. For broad topics, whereas solid training data, it's honestly impressive. Oh, this AI's got jokes. See, that was funny. That's funny because it's glazing itself. All right, you know what? That's enough learning. Anyways, here's my final question to you. How much of this video was AI generated? Everything I shared about connection and authenticity, maybe that was all AI too. Maybe I'm just another algorithm pretending to be a human, delivering insights about humanity that I've never experienced. Drop your guesses in the comments below and subscribe for more AI experiments that will mess with your head. The entire script was, or was it?